What's up, everybody? This your girl Keys Tunes React, and if you are new, please like and subscribe to the channel and leave your comments and thoughts down below. Let's get into it. Now today, we're going to be diving into the world of animated series and discussing which cartoon characters or animation characters I believe are ready to step out of the shadows and into the spotlight with their very own spin-off series. Let's kick things off by asking you all a question. Which cartoon or animated character do you think deserve their own spin-off series? Feel free to drop your thoughts in the comments down below. I'd like to hear your opinions. Now let's talk about the concept of spin-off series and why they have become such a popular trend in the world of cartoons and animation. Spin-offs have the potential to explore new storylines, delve deeper into character backgrounds, and keep fans engaged long after the original series has ended. And just off the record, there are amazing spin-offs and spin-offs that you just want to choke the director and the writers and go in the room and tell them what the fuck were you thinking. I'm sure a lot of us had a character that we loved that was not really the main character and they were animated and was like, yeah, I can see such and such going somewhere off this. I mean, it's natural intuition, especially if you really dig the characters that's not really exactly the main one. If there's a group of characters that is the main focus of the show, that character in that group, that one specific character, you can see them venturing off on their own thing. But here's the challenge of it all. By creating a spin-off that not only lives up to the success of the original show, but also brings something fresh and exciting to the table, it's not an easy feat. But when done right, spin-offs can breathe a new life into beloved characters and universes. As we delve into our exploration, let's consider some cartoon characters who have the depth, complexity, and popularity to carry their own spin-off series. There are plenty of characters out there just waiting for their moment to shine. And here's my opinion on some characters that definitely deserve that. I'm choosing the Rowdyruff Boys from the Powerpuff Girls. These boys were villains that were created by Mojo Jojo from the classic Powerpuff Girls series, and the sole purpose was to destroy them by any means, of course, like any other villain on the show itself. But I think they could serve having their own spin-offs, as they were just as strong as the Powerpuff Girls and had potential. And it would be nice to explore them more, whether them redeeming themselves, becoming the good guys, and or just serving as a constant rivalry with the Powerpuff Girls by plotting and scheming to get rid of them so they can be the heroes of Townsville or anything like that, without the command of Mojo Jojo dictating them. The creation turning against their creators, basically. Alright, and next is on my list here is Helga from Hey Arnold. Of course, there was a talk of Helga having her own series in the early 2000s. Craig Bartlett had already wrote a script, I believe, with someone. I forgot the lady name that he wrote it with. But he already wrote the script. It had a mind idea, and it was called The Patakis. And just, going back, looking at the premise, it had potential to actually work. And a lot of people, a lot of Hey Arnold fans really wish that this series did come to fruition. They always felt that Helga deserved a spinoff out of all the characters on Hey Arnold because of the dynamic of her family, how she was the underdog. And so this show was kind of actually flipping that, and the fact that now Helga is the star child, something she always longed and wanted for. And then you got Olga, who is like basically the failure because she initially was supposed to be a child psychologist, but decided to quit that to actually become an actress, and it's not going well for her. So I think the premise was very promising, and I would have liked what they would have explored more with that. I do like the fact that Arnold did move away, but it's not really clear if he and Helga deal with each other still, but they were a thing at one point, and it was like a roller coaster ride with them, I guess. But apparently, from Craig Bartlett's point of view, she writes to Arnold, but she never mails them out to him. So it's up in the air how she really still feels about Arnold. But I did hear that he initially had an episode where Helga goes and finds Arnold. So we don't know where the hell he at, but it is possible that he could have just broke up with her or vice versa. I don't know. But it'd been nice to know the dynamics of that relationship and how far that would have went. Would have been fun. I really like Helga as a character, so I really would have enjoyed that. So the next one we have is Nala from The Lion King. I honestly chose Nala on this video because she is one of my favorite The Lion King characters ever. I adore her so much. Just off her compassion, her strength, determination. She's very strong-minded and independent. fact that she was able to take down a grown-ass Simba is fascinating, despite if logically we were speaking he was weak as hell anyway because he's been living in the jungle eating leaves and bugs, so touche. But even still, his weak ass was still not that great physically in the sequel.
Oh my god.
Sorry, that'll never get old. Still got love for you, my. Anyway, I want to know more about Nala. Growing up in the Pride Lands under Scar reigns, I know was not an easy feat, but remembering how she was a cub when it was presumed Simba was dead, how did she navigate all those years without him? And if that was her only best friend, it just make you wonder. Did she and Simba have any other friends, male or female, that she was close to? I mean, she obviously was on survival mode because of the less food and water that was left for all of them. And also, if she didn't have any other female cub companions, we can see her being like a big sister to most of them who are younger than her, keeping them safe from the wild hyenas and making sure they stay out of trouble. Knowing the fact that how much her and Simba got into trouble, she don't want that for the cubs that are coming up. I don't know. I think we could explore that backstory of the events of that time frame under Scar reign, and that way we can also see more of her mother, Serafina, and Sarabi as well. I really think we needed more of them established. So I feel like I could see some nice concepts. I'm not saying it probably maybe a 2-season thing, maybe like a 1-season run, but I would really love a Nala spinoff. Now we got Brittany from Alvin and the Chipmunks.
We can out-rock and roll you!
I always found Brittany very interesting as a character, having her own spinoff. We know Alvin and the Chipmunks were the center characters of the iconic classic show. There was Alvin, Simon, and Theodore, and their adoptive father and manager, Dave Seville. So they were the main focus. They're celebrities. They're more popular than the Chipettes. It's basically like they always lived in their shadow and they were their potential rivals. However, the Chipettes were always second best and helped contribute to the show as it moved forward and in the movies, giving the Chipmunks a dynamic to feed off of to prevent them from continuing to be one-dimensional characters. I could see Brittany finally getting her big break and having enough of living in Alvin's shadow to push her and her sisters to the world of stardom by any means than what they have already been doing, but not relying on the Chipmunks or Dave to help them. We could explore this, as Brittany wanted that rockstar life, but her sister's not being as interested anymore, but wanted to do other things. After all, Jeanette is a bookie and Eleanor is a cook. They were more than just singers, so I could see them a bit older exploring different interests, but still trying to sing a thing to appease their sister, but do their own thing at the same time. Brittany keeps her selfish and vain personality, as everything revolves around her, and her complicated relationship with Alvin makes it hard to mix business with pleasure, as they are together in the same industry. But Alvin is such a little player who can't stop seeing other women and just dogging Brittany. And sometimes vice versa, just for get back, because they are petty like that. They are characters that strike me as petty that would do some shit like that. Next one on the list, we have Edna Mode from The Incredibles.
My God, you've gotten fat.
It's safe to say everybody's top Disney Pixar character is indeed Edna. She is sassy and super entertaining, and the fact she is so small and diva-like just makes everything about her so fun and unique. Like, she always had a unique personality that I think needs to be explored more, just like Frozone. I think they both really need a spinoff, to be honest. And with Edna, her fast-paced walking movements in general and her smart-ass mouth, she is that bitch. Her design is so iconic and her impact on pop culture is indeed prevalent. I think she deserves a spinoff, but it has to be done right and entertaining. And I think because Pixar is very talented at making great movies, they have the potential to actually do it. Disney, I'm not sure. They've been lacking lately, but Pixar can actually do a great story on her if they wanted to. I truly believe with the right people on board, they can make it happen. Because you can't make a great character with a garbage ass plot. It doesn't work like that. Nope. And maybe she has a conflict where she has to deal with the overbearing partner on a massive project who has evil intentions, low-key. And she has to do whatever she can to keep her spot as the head bitch in charge. Something that's interesting and fitting for what her role is in The Incredibles signifies. She is clearly a genius and a talented designer we all saw. So we also get some inside backstory of how she became a designer and why she did. And why do the superheroes, before they all die, why do they always appreciate her and chose her to do their costumes? Alright, and next one on our list is Kim Possible, Shego. Shego was one of the best villains on Disney Channel in Kim Possible. I would personally love to know what made her take the dark side and have this harsh, cold demeanor about her that made her so nasty and evil. How did she get her powers, and why did she choose to work for a nutjob like Dragon? What was her life before him in the evil villain role? What was her background with her parents, etc.? She looked like she could have had a rough background that made her be the way she is, or even not just that. Maybe she had everything she wanted but wasn't enough, and maybe was treated like trash. I'm not sure, but she would be an interesting character to explore more in depth. And what if she gets tired of Draken and does her own missions and things, wreaking havoc or having a redemption period, just doesn't want to be the bad guy anymore? I don't know. We can explore a lot of things with Shego, and Shego is awesome. I love her design. I love the color palette they gave her. Like, she is really an amazing character. Bad guy villain. And very underrated and very unappreciated in my opinion.